Oh, my God.
And then it's obnoxious, isn't it? All right, you're good to go.
All right. Do you have any public comments?
I don't, but I do want to introduce Shannon Noonan, our new planning tech. So you'll be getting
Yes.
emails from her from now
Okay.
on.
So
Shannon?
Shannon?
Shannon.
Nice to
Shannon.
meet you, Shannon.
What's your last name?
Noonan.
Noonan.
Irish.
Nugent?
Yeah.
Noonan.
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 Like
Irish.
N-O-O-N-A.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll know
Well,
it.
welcome.
know who
Happy
we
to
are.
have you.
Thank you. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told Deb that I couldn't open those PDF files.
I could open the files, but I didn't get it until I said to
And
Deb.
that's right. Yep,
Did anybody else not get it?
I didn't.
that is correct.
None of
No
us
one
got
else
them, I
it.
don't think.
That is
They
correct.
came today.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
we
could,
we all had
resent
trouble
it
with
and
I could
then
print
we
the
did it.
agenda, but
Okay.
the
Yeah,
files
I
at the
can
bottom.
Well, that makes me feel better because I just keep thinking, why suddenly
It's not
after
you.
30
No.
years am I suddenly not getting
No.
stuff?
Yeah.
Right?
no, It's
Yeah.
not you.
Okay.
Yep.
I always like it when it's.
All right, well, enough of that. All right. The minutes of January 10th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of January 10th.
Second it.
A second discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? All right. Yeah, I know there's no new application.
Actually, there is.
Oh, there is?
There is a new application.
I thought there
Nope, there is. Grosso Gardens, and Susan Marquardt is here to present it. Came in yesterday, so today's the receipt date.
Hey, all right.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Sorry.
Well, no, I'm just thinking, I know.
Yeah,
So it doesn't
exactly.
pick up very well.
Yeah.
Well, with us dead ears. I'm getting new hearing aids in another week.
I think it's more for the computer.
Okay.
Grassy Gardens.
Yeah.
Just like that. There it is.
I know, right? You wanna maybe get it, pull it over a little bit and I'll zoom in even more.
Yeah.
Mm.
There we go. Is that good?
All right.
Okay, take it away.
All right. For the record, Susan Marquardt, professional engineer with Lorero Engineering. So tonight we have Grosso Gardens is an existing facility off of Route 117. I'm sure you've driven by it a lot.
Okay.
Currently, there are 14 buildings. There are 70 units, and this serves the elderly and the disabled. That's what this development is for.
Next to
So
the firehouse.
it is
Ambulance.
next to the ambulance building.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me go to the existing conditions. So this is the existing conditions plan. This is Route 117. This is the lot with the ambulance building. And actually access to this site is over the driveway that is on the ambulance building property. And then it comes in, there's a cul-de-sac. And this is the layout of the existing buildings. In regard to wetlands, we had Jim Cowan go out and look, and there is a water course pocket in this corner. And on the property with the ambulance building, this is an existing infiltration basin. He didn't flag it as wetlands or anything, but he did notice, and that's what these flags around it represent, is there is a Connecticut state endangered plant
Really?
that he found there. Yes.
Wow.
So there is his report is in your application package along with where he's submitting that information to the state. So when someone goes in and does the NDDB applications and so forth, it'll be now on record that he found that. And his recommendation is just to limit mowing around it and don't do anything that's going to disturb the existing basin. So we're not doing any improvements to the basin. It's not on our property anyway, and we're not adding any additional discharge points. We're keeping all the same ones. So we try to leave the basin as is.
What's the plant?
It is field bead grass.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
there's pictures and so forth in the report that we submitted with the application, so you can see what it looks like.
Okay.
And you all do not have any of this information at
Okay.
this point, okay?
Right,
Because it
right.
came
But-
in, it just recently came in, but
Okay.
you will have it.
Correct. So this is the existing conditions. I'm just gonna go forward to, this is the overall. Let me go to the site.
Mhm.
So this is the overall site plan for the new development. It will be split into 4 phases. Phase 1 will be demolition of 4 existing buildings. And it will be the construction of building number 1, which is a 3-story, 24-unit building. And then we have phase 2, which will be, I believe, demolition of 6 buildings and their community building. And then it will be construction of 5 1-story buildings. Everything except the first building, all the rest of them are 1-story as they are now.
Oh,
And then we have phase 3 and phase 4. Will still come in the same way it does now, come around. We're just extending the cul-de-sac a little farther north so that we have access to these buildings. So currently there's 70 units. With this development, there will be 90 units.
990.
90, yes.
all the extras are in that one front building?
Some are in this front building and others are, the buildings that are there now are 4 units.
Oh,
And some, I think, maybe even be 3 units.
oh.
But some of these larger buildings have 5 units in them.
Oh.
So a little bit, in each one, but then some made up in the larger building.
What's wrong with the ones that are there now? They old,
They're dated
Mhm.
and
no Wi-Fi?
so I guess there's funding available to completely,
Update them, so
Yeah.
they're going to.
right.
And where are the wetlands on these? properties?
So no wetlands themselves, just this water course
Okay.
pocket.
Okay.
That's all that was located on the site. And I want to go back to the existing conditions a minute, just to show you the proximity of the existing buildings.
You think they'd be next to each other so we could see
Sure.
this? Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you. Perfect.
All right, so the building number 14 currently is about 30 feet from the wetlands. In the new layout, we have pulled the buildings back away from the water course. The closest one is like 75 feet.
Oh,
So that's
good.
actually.
Right.
very-
So that's the general idea of the design itself. Obviously, there will be, parking will be new. And the parking will have 2 staff parking, 1 parking spot for every unit if they want it. I guess they assign them because not everyone has a car who lives here, but if they want one, there will be 1 for each unit. And there's also accessible parking and EV parking, future EV parking. So we have 4 dumpsters that are spread out throughout the site. We try to make it as much as we can, close to the units, accessible, for the residents who will be here. We have some outdoor recreational areas. But in general, that's the project.
Do you want to go over the stormwater plan, stormwater
I can,
management?
yes.
Yeah.
This is the overall grading plan. Because we are in the Water Resource Protection District, we have to collect and treat all of the paved impervious area. So in order to do that, we have 3 underground detention systems. And most of the roof water, especially from the back of these buildings, were all sheet flow into swells there's currently swells there now, and they will be recreated when we do this development, and they will be piped under the road and come to this infiltration basin as they do now. In this area, we will collect it and pipe it to the same outlet where it goes now. And then we have underground detention in the system area here that will discharge to the infiltration basin as well.
Oh, you dump into that basin next to the ambulance?
That's currently where everything on the
Oh,
site
Oh.
goes
okay,
now.
Okay.
Actually, everything draining comes to this water course now. This area is higher than this.
Ah,
It's really just a depression here.
yeah.
So everything here now is collected in catch basins or the swells that run behind the unit, and they're piped under. So we are keeping the same discharge exact places that they are currently.
What are those irregular shaped darker areas near your low area in that back, that water area?
This shaded area here,
Yeah, and the other two there.
that is, there's ledge there.
Oh, that's ledge.
That is ledge.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
And with the,
So
in-
that's why that's a low area and collects water then.
Is the additional units going to overload that detention basin?
that's just what I was gonna ask.
I know it was
Um,
engineered for a
The-
certain
the
size.
infiltration, well, we don't know how long the infiltration basin has been there and what it was designed for, but our underground detention systems are not, we are detaining enough that we are not increasing anything leaving the site. So it will be less than existing.
Oh,
When we had the rain, what was the largest rainstorm we had recently? Was that a couple weeks ago?
Mhm.
We went out and just to kind of see, what's really going on when there's a lot of rain. In this basin, that was the only time we've seen it really wet, and it was just kind of just right there in that area.
Yeah, we had 3.55 inches.
But there was nothing on the site that, like it wasn't backing up into any of the area on the site, so. But that's why we have the underground detention system, so that we're not increasing anything that's going to that infiltration basin.
That's good.
And then by leaving it the way it is, then we're also, not touching the state endangered species.
Mhm.
You can't look back in the records and find out what it was engineered for.
I didn't see that information,
Really, really old. Probably there wasn't any. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
There for a long
it has
time.
been. Yeah.
Right.
I think we could classify it.
Yeah, I think we can classify it. Obviously, it's gonna be a minor. but-
Yeah.
Motion to classify Grosso Gardens as minor.
second it.
Discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Abstentions, none. All right,
Do you all want to walk it, or what are your thoughts here?
I'm not sure you need to go out there and
I
walk
don't
on.
feel like.
Yeah,
we
and
need to-
I have built raised bed gardens out here, so I'm pretty familiar with this
Very
site.
good.
We can walk through.
Yeah,
independently,
anybody can go
too.
in there.
Yeah, that's, no,
Yeah.
absolutely right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So
Do it
we'll,
on our own if we feel. we
Yep.
need
Right, and this was flagged in September, October, so the flags are still there.
Yeah.
So if you do walk, and there's stone walls here that really, define where that
Yeah.
water course is.
Mhm.
so we'll schedule a staff review. I think it's unlikely you will see them at the next meeting, but
Yeah.
we'll move it along as fast as we can.
All right. Have a good evening.
Mhm.
No, not
I
yet.
think
Yeah,
she's here
No,
for the next one.
just
too.
Another one.
You get used to dealing with 1,000 pieces of paper.
Large set of plans, especially with all the phases.
What happens to the people that are living there now?
That's why it's going to be phased.
Right, that's
Yeah.
why they're going to
Yep.
phase it. I think, they also have their, Pequot.
That's right.
Quonic Road. or-
Yep, that's
they
right.
have their-
That's right.
I think they're gonna move some people to that. one.
Oh,
When that's why we're doing it in phases, where they're only gonna demolish 4 buildings,
Mhm.
move them, and then when the new building is built, that provides 20 more units.
oh, wow.
So then they're able to move phase 2 people into that one, and
Oh,
already
wow.
talking with residents to find out, do you wanna
Mm.
permanently be in that
Have a newer
building,
building,
or,
yeah.
you know, and working that
Yeah.
out, so, that's the plus of doing the phasing, so that
Oh,
they,
wow.
um,
Yeah.
still
And if
have
things
some-
go well, what's the timing?
I believe start construction at the end of next year,
End of 2025?
end of 2025.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Just because once they get local approval, then they have to go into the construction document phase and really work out all the details. So that takes time. So they're hoping, I guess, next fall or next winter to start phase one. And then I think each phase would be about 12 to 18 months and then moves to the
oh,
next.
wow. So this is gonna take a long time.
Right.
I can put my name in. I'll be ready by that time.
All right, want to move to the next one?
You guys ready? Okay.
All right.
The cedar chest from some lady who lived there once. And 6 months later, she sent me the key.
Barbara? We're in
All right.
public meeting.
So the next one I believe on your agenda is we're in the tree trails where we went this afternoon. So we will look at the
Right, so as you all remember, this is to install a new zip line. There is a 30-foot wide swath of clearing of vegetation to allow the zip line to be installed and people to safely use it. There's a very small pocket of wetlands that's pretty close to that 30-foot swath, and we walked it today. So just one thing I want to point out on this is that it's labeled as an approximate location based on wherever the landing ends up being, given that it's a lot of rock. So they want to find the appropriate place to anchor it. So it's possible it could shift in some fashion. So I have a motion for you, and I'm suggesting one of the conditions be that the clearing limit lines be flagged before any vegetation is removed, so that they will have determined where the anchor is going to be, and we can we can make sure that you're not clearing in the wetlands.
Perfect.
Right.
I don't know if anybody
There was
does.
a lot of rock out there.
There's a lot of rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if anything, we want them to go
All
that
right.
way.
A lot of rock, that's for sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve Inland Wetlands Agency 23-0005. Tree trails at 715 Noank Ledyard Road. The regular activity is to removal of vegetation and construction of a zip line landing tower within the upland review area. And so there is no loss of wetland watercourse associated. Vegetation removal will not include removal of stumps. That's great. The permit is subject to the 4 standard conditions and the following modification. The clearing line will be flagged and inspected by planning and development staff prior to vegetation removal. Good.
I'll second that.
Second discussion,
Sounds good. Sounds good.
yeah? Any discussion? No? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstentions? See that? You're out of here, it's only 20 after. 7.
Been a long day though.
See, and people said we were hard.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You too. Night.
All right.
Have you noticed across from the new Cutler School next door to the metal place?
Mhm.
They clear cut
Mhm.
all along that stream.
All along the stream.
Yeah, it's just,
What's stream?
they left the
Atkinson
trees,
Brook is there.
but it's, everything is cut.
So they,
that's been like that.
so there's there's a wetland permit for a house on that property.
Well, there is no, we're talking about a different
Okay,
place.
okay.
The house, you have a relative there?
Yeah, right across the street, the one on the Fishtown Road.
Yeah,
Yes, and there's a lot of water behind that building. Is that what you're talking
Wait,
about?
wait,
no,
let's-
right along the road.
So
Right
isn't there
along the road,
units?
before it branches inland,
Oh, on that same side?
All right,
not on the Cutler side, on the other side.
right. So how far down from Route 1, Barbara?
It's just in front of that metal place, the fabricator or whatever he does.
Just in front of that metal place.
Well, just before you get to it, it's next to it.
So the
There's
Groton
the
open
metal
spaces
place,
are-
the
Right.
driveway
Yeah,
and that house.
right.
And those people have cut
Oh, yeah, the yellow house.
like
in
they
the back
mowed
probably, the one that-
everything all along the stream.
I mean, I'll take a look. I know
Really?
in some
Yeah.
areas it is cleared to the stream and it has
Yeah.
been
Well,
historically.
like your daughter's house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
been like that forever.
Forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what
It's
you're talking
been
about?
mowed? Is that?
No,
what
it's
your
not
daughter's-
mowed,
That's
but
not
they've
mowed.
taken out all
The
the
understory.
invasive
Well, maybe
stuff
that's
near
what.
the-
and it
And
looks
in the
empty.
winter, it looks, you
Yeah.
can look
Really
through
empty.
there,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
then,
And I don't
you
think
know, when-
anything's
Oh,
happened with
okay.
water.
Okay.
system.
but there's a lot of native stuff in there that's,
Yeah,
still-
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I
That's-
don't think, it's
that's fine
definitely
then.
not mowed, it's, but,
No, it's not mowed,
and
for
that
sure.
water system,
I
they
know
would,
what
they
you're
would
talking
never do
about.
that. Right?
No, it's just
I keep
metal.
my eye on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
now it's just metal. Yeah. The wattresses. Anything
Who's
else?
Clay Kimmy?
He's part of Tree Trails.
Oh.
No, I don't have anything. You have anything else, Deb?
No, I don't.
All right. A motion to adjourn.
So moved?
A
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
There you go.
All right. Thanks. Good night, everybody.
Not our,
Night.
not our short.